Import, verb meaning to bring in from a foreign or external source. Import, noun, something that is, important. But for PBA fans, once upon a time, the word import connoted highly physical and dominant play. And since its inception in 1975, the league has become home to many beloved imports. American journeymen who pass this side of the world, whose presence have definitely elevated Philippine basketball standards. I am Lord Rivera. Let's learn more about PBA's most notable imports in this chapter of our basketball Almanac.
There's a dead ball situation. Now they can call for a 30-second injury timeout.
With the exception of the 2020 bubble season, the PBA regularly holds at least one conference with an import to boost a team's title hopes. And more often than not, an import has spelled the difference between a championship trophy and a lost conference. The PBA's first import saw action as early as the inaugural conference in 1975. Israel Cisco Oliver manned the middle for Noritake. Oliver was drafted by Detroit in the 1970 NBA draft and averaged 34 points in 4 seasons with 4 PBA teams. Byron Snake Jones suited up for Toyota and pushed them to the PBA's first 2 championships. Jones won a 3rd title in 1978 with UTEX and also played for Crispa from 1980 to 1981.
Definitely, when it comes to the middle, talagang maasahan si Snake Jones when it comes to stopping the smaller guys. Even the other imports still didn't know what to make of him kasi alam naman natin si Snake Jones, very sneaky yung kanyang skill set. He's very underrated defender. He did block a lot of shots. He was also known for his offense, but he was primarily just huge. He was just very, very big in the middle, and he changed a lot of shots during his time with Toyota, at least in 1975.
We are in the first period.
Since then, foreign reinforcement continued flying in to help the league become more competitive.
And Alex Tan making a side corner hit.
Glenn McDonald played for 3 seasons with UTEX and won 2 championships with the franchise. He was also part of Boston Celtics history as one of the heroes in the team's Game 6 triple overtime win to capture the 1976 NBA title. Cyrus Mann, meanwhile, pushed Crispa to 2 titles in the Redmanizers' 1976 Grand Slam season. The 6'11 dunker and shot blocker won a total of 6 titles with Crispa.
With Mann, I think he won if I'm not mistaken, 3 PBA championships, no? 2 in 1976 and 1 in 1977, and he was the leading block shot artist during that period. And given that he was going up against imports of the same height he is, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", no, that was a pretty dominant period that Mann excelled in.
So you expect the imports to score 40, 50, maybe 60 points a game time na yun kasi sobrang laki nila. Cyrus Mann wasn't even averaging close to that. Pero yung defensive presence was blocking shots and getting rebounds. And talagang big game changer yan because you know that the Crispa Redmanizers like to fast break a lot. Talaga. Pagkuha ni Cyrus Mann ng bola, Bernie Fabiosa, and then that's it. Puro fast break lang gagawin ng Crispa.
Bruce Sky King also became one of the best scoring imports ever during his time with Toyota. King once scored 73 points and won 3 chips with the franchise. He was also the only player in league history to wear 3 digits on his jersey. Imports with NBA and US NCAA credentials were the craze back in the 80s.
A good screen by Manny Panera, but we've got a block going against it.
Toyota's Andrew Fields became the first winner of the PBA Best Import of the Conference Award after a solid showing in the 1981 Open Conference. Fields, who won 3 titles, is regarded as one of the best defensive imports ever. Francois Weiss didn't win a PBA title, but his reputation earned him call-ups from 4 different teams. Weiss played for UTEX in 1981 to 82 before moving to Tanduay in 83. With the Rum Makers, he scored a career-high 74 points. Wise then led Manila Beer to a finals appearance in the 1985 Reinforced Finals before playing for Hillsborough in 1987.
There's the outlet pass. Michael Hackett is going to challenge Ines Ignacio. He gets it right back. He's going to go up against the Jolly Green Giant.
Michael Hackett later endeared himself to Ginebra fans as one of the most explosive players inside the arc. The burly 6'5" Hackett once scored 103 points in a game and still holds the record for most rebounds in a game by an import with 45.
Well, you have to remember naman, ito si Michael Hackett was only 6'5", pero yung 6'5" niya sobrang lapad. He was just somebody who just liked to score inside. Ang ganda nga ng combination lang ni Billy Ray Bates nung naglalaro sila sa Ginebra noong 1986 because Bates would score from everywhere. Hackett talaga pang loob. So hindi mo na alam kung sino babantayan mo doon. You can't box him out because he's so huge. But Michael Hackett really knew how to get the timing sa ilalim, get all of those rebounds, and get all of those follow-ups.
For San Miguel, I wouldn't blame him. And this is David Thirdkill.
You know what I admire most in David Thirdkill?
David Thirdkill is one of the few PBA imports to ever have an NBA title. When he won as a member of the Boston Celtics with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale in '86. His PBA career may have been more memorable in the 1987 Open Conference. He led Tanduay to a title and won a Best Import award. A year later, Thirdkill also led Pure Foods to a finals appearance in the franchise's PBA debut.
Go for a second serving. Yes.
One of the more potent offensive options at the tail end of the 80s was Carlos Briggs. Briggs only played in the 1989 Open Conference for Añejo and won the Best Import Award. He also averaged over 62 points a game and scored 80 twice, including one 89-point game. The 90s saw the emergence of imports that set lasting PBA records.
Want to put a little fear on the hearts of the San Miguel Beermen that they have.
Tony Harris of Swift still owns the record for most points scored by any player in the PBA after firing 105 on October 10, 1992.
One of them probably that a lot of people overlook nowadays is Tony Harris. Si Tony Harris talaga, pagdating he's called the Hurricane, Tony Harris would just score 60 points easily. He holds the record sa PBA for most points in a game. In 1992, he got that in Iloilo, 105 points for somebody who's 6'2". Etong si Tony Harris. Talagang you ask anybody who tried to guard him before, sobrang bilis, sobrang likse, sobrang lakas nito si Tony Harris.
Tony Harris was an offensive marvel. I mean, he could shoot the ball at any part of the court, no, whether it's beyond the arc, whether inside, whether through the perimeter, whether within the 15-foot line, lahat kaya niyang i-shoot yan. And he was such a difficult person to defend because he was so shifty, he was so speedy, he was so fast. But the fun part was that Tony didn't seem to get tired. It was always very difficult to defend because he was able to manage himself well and he was able to control his minutes properly as well.
Sean Chambers wasn't as physically imposing as the other imports on the list, but with 6 championships, the prolific resident import of Alaska still boasts the record for most rings by any import. Of course, that includes the 1996 Grand Slam.
Chambers will go home.
Before Justin Brownlee came along, San Miguel's Lamont Struthers was the all-time leader in 3 points made by an import with 325. Struthers played from 96 to 2002 and bagged a title and the Best Import Award. Other imports in the 1990s weren't quite the record setters, but they held their own just as well. 5 years after his PBA appearance with Pure Foods, Kenny Travis towed San Miguel to a title in the 1993 Governor's Cup. He bagged a Best Import Award and played for the Beermen until '95. John Best didn't win a Best Import Award like some of his counterparts in this episode, but he was nonetheless a crucial piece of the Shell team that clinched the Governor's Cup crown in 1998.
Well, they always go to John Best.
Nice pass.
Blakely was an exceptional inclusion within that system. You know, he knew how to play within the triangle. He understood the roles of his teammates, and he was not the type of person who would dominate offensively by scoring 40, 50, 60 points a game. What he did was to blend into the team.
Imports have remained a constant presence in Philippine basketball even at the turn of the century, even when the league limited the number of import conferences to one from 2004 to 2009. And a lot of these imports have brought with them the American style of play, with a few even boasting of NBA titles of their own. Ansu Cisse was the first best import of the new millennium. He was drafted ahead of Rashard Lewis, Rafer Alston, and Coutinho Mobley in the 1998 NBA draft. But a torn ACL delayed his NBA dreams for a bit. Instead, he carried Santa Lucia to a finals appearance in the 2000 Commissioner's Cup.
To start the third quarter, Owens got away from Struthers.
Another shot.
Oh, ang lalim nun.
Damon Owens succeeded in pushing Santa Lucia to its first franchise title in the 2001 Governor's Cup. He also won Best Import in the same conference. Antonio Lang was the import for two of Red Bull's 3 PBA titles. Lang also won a Best Import award in the 2001 Commissioner's Cup and currently serves as an assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Only 4 seconds remain. McLaren nilusob ang depensa. Yes! And that'll do it. It was the first quarter.
Coca-Cola leaned on Team McClary in the 2003 reinforced conference to nail their second and last PBA title. McClary was the last player to win Best Import before the league shifted to holding Fiesta conferences from 2004 to 2009.
At ito na naman, fast break. Tuloy for Barangay Ginebra. Breakdown on the defense.
Before Ginebra suffered an 8-year drought that only ended in 2016, 2008 Best Import Chris Alexander delivered for the franchise in that season's Fiesta Conference. Another Best Import in Russell Ellis propelled the Alaska Aces past Tuck and Tex to win 2006-07 Fiesta Conference.
And Denzel Bowes sticking with the play.
4 on this side of the court. Inside to Romeo!
Bullet! Oh, sent back by Blakely.
Hinabol yun ni Marcus Blakely. That's the kind of aggressive defense that you want from your import.
Imports in the 2010s weren't as explosive as their previous counterparts, but they're arguably just as talented and as fearsome.
Maroka, nasaraduan ng pinto, gets to the balls fades away and puts it away.
BMX Denzel Bowles wasn't as accomplished as his peers, but the way he pushed the Limados to the 2012 Commissioner's Cup title was simply unforgettable.
And the ball ends up with James Yap. 2 seconds to go. Ball, no! Falcon Dogs wins. The commissioner, wait a minute. There's a foul. They fouled.
Bowles sent Game 7 of the finals to an overtime with a pair of pressure-packed free throws before coming up big in the extra period for the championship.
He liked to take the big shots. And of course, nung dulo, hinihingi na niya yung bola. Probably that would be among the top 10 clutch moments sa PBA. Yung ginawa ni Denzel Bowles na 2 free throws na yun, sort of solidified him as among the top 10 imports sa at least sa generation niya, at least for that decade.
Here's Dozier on the break. Dozier with a poster!
Rob Dozier immediately turned Alaska's fortunes around in the 2013 Commissioner's Cup, where he led the Aces to a top seed and a championship. That title ended a 3-year drought for Alaska.
Blakely! Nice pass. With the throwdown of that pass from
Marcus Blakely had a lengthy stay in the PBA and played for 3 teams, but none of those stints were as iconic as his run with San Mig Coffee. Mr. Everything was a crucial piece in the Mixers' 2 titles in the 2013-14 season, including the Governor's Cup title that sealed just the 5th Grand Slam in PBA history.
Blakely was an exceptional inclusion within that system. Now, he knew how to play within the triangle. He understood the roles of his teammates, and he was not the type of person who would dominate offensively by scoring 40, 50, 60 points a game. What he did was to blend into the team. And it's not easy to do that for an import that is expected to score 40, 50, or 60 points.
Too strong. Travis underneath. Puts it up and in. Mika Sullivan foul.
Romeo Travis proved that he was more than just one of LeBron James' closest friends. Travis won the Best Import Award in 2015 with Alaska, but his shining moment came 3 years later with Magnolia as he pushed the squad to a title in the 2018 Governor's Cup. Two-star imports in the first half of the decade had their first PBA runs cut short due to lifetime bans.
Kubit, hesitation move, fade away, put back for Balkman. Energy, right?
NBA veteran Ronaldo Balkman got the ban during his stint in 2013 Commissioner's Cup.
And Balkman comes up short, and that's the ball game. Balkman, that's initiating contact with the unofficial right there. And he's even pushing assistant coach B-Boy Ravanes away.
Balkman blew up on his teammates and referees late in a game against Alaska.
Wow, ano nangyayari dito? I mean, this is happening before. Oh, Arwin pushing Ronaldo back. Oh, he's straggling Arwin Santos.
And even choked Arwin Santos during the commotion. The PBA later lifted the ban on Balkman, who returned to play with Santos and SMB in 2018.
He was just ready to explode. Nagkataon lang nung nagkaroon ng scuffle, yung mga teammates niya na umaawat sa kanya, yung pa si Coach B-Boy Ravanes, sila Arwin Santos, kung sino pa yung mga umaawat sa kanya para sa Petro na yun, yung pa yung naputukan niya. And if you meet him, and I spent a lot of time with Ronaldo Balkman, not only in the PBA, pati na rin sa ABL, he's a very nice guy, medyo malakas ang dating, pero pag nakausap mo, parang tupa talaga yan eh.
Johnson taps it away. Ivan Johnson on the goal. Ivan Johnson slows it down.
Ivan Johnson was a proven winner during his tenure in the PBA and even won a title with TNT in 2015.
Miscue mula kay Gabe Norwood. Ivan Johnson bumps into Coach Yang Giao.
The problem was his temper. He had a run-in with Coach Yang Giao and rain or shine, got into a scuffle with Blackwater in a preseason tune-up, and allegedly shouted profanities towards Commissioner Chito Narvasa in his last PBA game. What a charming man. Johnson was banned for life, even before his last PBA game. Although the ban was later lifted, he never set foot in the league again.
Johnson again.
Gotta go.
Goes quickly.
Atake na kaagad yan. Nakikita niya yun.
2 points na naman. 69 na kanyang nagawa.
Many of the foreign reinforcements who have played in the PBA were good enough to play or get drafted in the NBA. Current NBA referee Leon Wood played for 6 teams in 6 NBA seasons and later bounced around before his last professional stint with Pure Foods in 1994. 2002 Pure Foods import Chris Morris played for 10 years and saw action for 3 teams. He had spent 2 seasons with the Utah Jazz. Cedric Ceballos was definitely one of the high-profile names. The former Los Angeles Lakers All-Star played for 5 NBA teams, but he only played 3 quarters for San Miguel in Game 3 of the 2003 Reinforced Finals as a backup import.
Thornton will attack. Nice fake. Jumper, pasok pa rin!
Former Los Angeles Clipper Al Thornton was the 14th overall pick in 2007 and actually had a pretty productive NBA career before the PBA. Thornton played for NLEX from 2015 to 2016 and once scored 69 points, the most by any import since 1994. Players with NBA experience aren't uncommon, but a few actually have NBA titles. Included in this rare list are Boston Celtics David Threadkill, Glenn McDonald, and Terry Durod, 1991 Ginebra import Wesley Matthews Sr., the father of the current Laker guard, and 1994 SMB import Billy Thompson. Both won 2 rings with the Showtime Lakers along Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 1996 Pure Foods import Dennis Hobson was on the Bulls team that saw Michael Jordan win his first title in 91. 2 more Jordan teammates in Scott Burrell and Dickie Simpkins played in the PBA after winning rings with the Bulls. Former Talk and Text import Darvin Ham was a member of the Detroit Pistons squad that upset Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Lakers in the 2004 finals.
Two-handed jab. Probably the easiest 2 points for DJ Benga. so far in his PBA career, but a great pass by Josh.
Two of Kobe's teammates in DJ Mbenga and Josh Powell also played in the PBA after winning 2 rings during the Lakers' dominant run from 2008 to 2010.
My scoring was a little bit different from, say, some of the other imports. Quick first step, blow by you, score. Simple as that. If I could score 20 layups on you in a game, I might not take an outside shot against you. You would have to show me that you could stop me from getting inside the paint before I would start shooting from the outside. So that was my mentality during that time.
Imports have come and gone, but only a select few have left their imprints on the memories of Philippine basketball fans. And these are the names that all of us take in that endless debate on who is the greatest import of all time. Since the league started awarding the Best Import Award in 1981, only 9 players have won it more than once. Billy Ray Bates was the first import to win the award twice in back-to-back conferences in 1983.
In their calls, I think we'll see a super bet.
The Black Superman was a pivotal piece in Crispa's 1983 Grand Slam. He was the 3rd import to be enshrined in the PBA Hall of Fame.
Ito po si Billy Ray Bates, of course, was the most electrifying of all of them. Na pumasok siya sa Crispa in 1983, wala siya ginawa kung hindi dumag. He was then called the Black Superman. Itong si Billy Ray Bates. Then he emerged later on sa Ginebra, ganun din na ginawa, helped them to another championship. But of course, mas marami pa magagaling sa kanyang import. The only reason for that is because Billy Ray Bates just couldn't keep his off-court personality away from the court. Diba? So, magiling siya on the court talaga. Pero yung mga problems niya off the court could not sustain yung kanyang greatness on the court. He'll always be remembered as a very colorful import.
The first import to enter the Hall of Fame was Norman Black. Before becoming the legendary coach, Black was first Mr. 100%, the only import to score more than 10,000 points in his entire career. Black won 2 titles as a player as well.
My scoring was a little bit different from, say, some of the other imports. Quick first step, blow by you, score. Simple as that. If I could score 20 layups on you in a game, I might not take an outside shot against you. You would have to show me that you could stop me from getting inside the paint before I would start shooting from the outside. So that was my mentality during that time. So I did not have the type of defense where while you were bringing the ball off the court, I would just run up to you and swipe it from you and get it and go score a layup. That wasn't really the type of defense I played. Mine was more stay in front of you, wait for you to shoot, challenge your shot, and then don't let you have a second shot.
Norman Black is definitely among the top 3, if not probably number 2 all-time pagdating sa pagiging import ng PBA. He was the first recipient of the 100% award, and I think it was 1984 nung binigay sa kanya yung award na yan. They had to invent an award for Norman Black. Lahat ng teams na nilaruan niya, he always made a difference in terms of his leadership, in terms of his will to win, at saka napakagaling talaga in terms of whatever you make him do, scoring, defending.
2 seconds to go. Delbert launches it. Hey, pumasok. Is that counted? Is that counted? I think it will count.
Ken Redfield was the last 2-time winner in the 1990s. Redfield won his first trophy in the 1994 Commissioner's Cup with eventual champion Pure Foods. He didn't get the title after winning another plum in the same conference in 1996, but he did hit a memorable game winner to eliminate Ginebra from the semifinals. 4 men in the 2000s were named Best Import twice. Derek Brown won both as import for the Pure Foods franchise. In his second tour of duty with the TJ Hot Dogs during the 2002 Governor's Cup, Brown pushed his team to the title to end a 5-year drought. Although Talk and Text didn't win a title with Gerald Honeycutt on board, the 1997 NBA draft pick was still phenomenal, winning individual trophies in 2002 and 2004. Gabe Freeman played for 3 franchises, but he was best known as San Miguel Star import. Freeman bagged his first best import trophy by propelling the Beermen all the way to the 2008 to 2009 Fiesta Cup. Freeman won the same award the following year after helping SMB advance to the finals.
Going their way. Here's Freeman. And he flies. And he scores. And Freeman now with 8.
Arizona Reed had a pretty long PBA career spanning 7 years and 2 teams. Reed won his first Best Import title in 2011, even though Rain or Shine finished 5th and was booted out in the semis. In the 2014 Governor's Cup, where he won his second Best Import trophy, Reed stood in front of San Miguel Coffee's Grand Slam bid but failed to stop them. Reed won his first title in 2015, this time as import for San Miguel.
The 2019 PBA Governor's Cup Best Import is from Meralco Bolts, Alan Durham!
And for the 3rd time in his PBA career,
Alan Durham is the only 3-time Best Import in the league. Durham debuted for Barako Bull in 2014, but he only started to shine when he played for Meralco in 2016. He led the Balls to the finals. In each conference, he won Best Import.
in time to block Chris.
Let's see who has more in them in the last few minutes of the ballgame.